Gentlemen, and welcome to the start of your Wednesday night entertainment at MRC. Tonight we are down under in Australia, and if my eyes do not deceive me, we have a wet qualifying ahead of us. Will the race follow suit? So the Albert Park circuit has been on the calendar since 1996, hosted many season openers over the years, now slots in about the third or fourth race of the season. May eventually return to the beginning. But for this evening, joining me in the comms box, we've only done this once or twice together, but we were teammates together once upon a time, the Season 5 Constructors Champions. So, none other than Ryan. Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
Could have been better, lad, but looking forward to tonight's race.
It's always quite an interesting one, is Australia. Bit of a cursed one for me, but can produce some really good races and really mix up the grid as well.
Yeah, certainly, I agree. It's a fantastic race. It's just so easy to lose it. Be very careful.
Yeah, it's been one of them over the years. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. It really depends on the car.
See, I love the track. I don't like racing the track.
I know it's one of them awful ones, isn't it? Evening, Martin. It's this corner here that I really don't like. Is it 10-11? That fast chicane.
Oh, that's my favourite corner in the whole game.
Oh, I hate that.
I really do like that one.
You should have race down now, Martin. I realised it wasn't there, so I sorted it. But we've got intermediate tyres for this session. Let's see what sort of times we can have. Let's have an onboard lap with Donny in Martin's favourite car, the AlphaTauri. So heading down the start finish straight, no DRS because it's wet. It's gonna brake just before the black box, hook it in for turn 1. Be careful not to get too much power into 2 or you'll be hitting that Armco on the side, but he's managed it nicely. Heading down towards turn 3, probably brake about the 100. Oh, a little bit too late on the brakes there, and he's off mowing the grass. Let's see who else we've got, because I'm assuming he will abandon that lap.
Behind him is
I think Scratch Charisma. Nope, he's mowing the grass as well, so...
It's a difficult one in the wet, Australia, especially if you're struggling in the dry as well. Yeah,
we'll jump on with Mutsnuts. He's got through turn 3 and turn 4 now. Heading up towards turn 5, can be flat out on qualifying when you're on softs, but definitely not in these conditions. The reprofiled turn 6 and 7. It's a little bit wide there, but manages not to invalidate. Now it's foot to the floor, after that corner especially. In the dry it would definitely be foot to the floor all the way to turns 10 and 11. Your favourite corners.
I do like that chicane, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just not a fan of it. You get it right, it's really rewarding. You get it wrong, you eat kitty litter or Armco.
Yeah.
This is one I'm not a big fan of, the reprofiling of this corner. And he's taking it a little bit wide there.
Yeah,
I preferred the old layout of that one.
I'm going to agree there. I did struggle through the race with that one.
Put it into the penultimate corner. Let's see what he can manage. Final corner, not normally flat out, definitely not in these conditions. We've got a stray wheel on the pit wall there. And he's going to set a time of 1:32.4. It's our fastest one so far. Now let's go see how Connor's getting on, if he's managed to leave the bottles at home tonight. Championship leader by I believe 14 points, so we can't wrap it up tonight, but that's one cracking lap to start. He's putting his name out there and going, I am having this. This is my championship to win, I want it.
I have no idea what a good time is in the wet.
Neither have I, but I mean he's 2 seconds faster than the next one, so...
Yeah, that's a good lap.
Let's go have a look at Boothie, the man from Rotherham in the house. See if he's keeping Gunther happy. What do you think to the new Haas?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, it does look a bit like a tube of toothpaste. But I actually really like it. Ooh, there's a wall there, Boothie. You don't want to hit that. Yeah, you were saying.
I do get where you're going with that. A bit like a Colgate or an Aquafresh.
It's the Aquafresh black packet one.
Yeah.
But personally, I really, really like it.
I do like it. I'm not too keen on the AlphaTauri.
No, that is probably my least favourite on the grid. That red has just ruined it completely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never been the most impressively looking car, let's face it. I know Martin loves it, he's got some fun nicknames for it. He calls it the dog who's doing something, but...
I'm not a big fan of the Monaco McLaren either, I'm not going to lie. I don't like it.
I thought it was alright as a gimmick. Prefer the Gulf one personally. That Gulf one was absolute fire.
Yeah.
But this new one, no, not so much.
It looks like a fag, if I'm honest.
I mean, it was supposed to be just Monaco as far as I was aware, but it was running Spain as well.
Yeah.
I'm losing track of what race we've just had. It's because we're not following the calendar, so we've got different races going on.
Melvin's a tenth up.
Just watching Mindful Wasp at the moment in the affectionately known barber shop. I quite like the new Alfa Romeo as well.
I do like that as well, the red and black. I think goes well.
Oh, the new game releases next week. So let's hope that it's not awful and not full of glitches.
I kinda like it. There's a lot to do there with setups. I like that.
Oh, there's definitely a lot to do with setups now. It's not as simple as 1 to 11 on everything.
Yeah.
What they did with the wings last time, they've expanded onto all the suspension and ride height. Even the tyre pressures are one click at a time now.
Yeah, I noticed. Our very own Marco shouldn't let me have a blast on the beta, so...
Yeah, if I played it myself, only bothered with it the first time. I haven't actually bothered with the other two renditions because it's been the same thing recycled over and over again. And I didn't want to ruin them tracks for myself. Yeah. Because I'll have to practice them anyway.
I noticed on it the rears lock up as well.
They do if you run brake bias too far forwards, I think it is.
Yeah, he caught me out.
There's no more running 50% brake bias.
No.
Or the rears just lock. But if you run it too high, the front's locked, so it's like, where's your medium?
It's going to be interesting to find where that is.
The no traction seems better though, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You can put your foot down, it was a bit weird.
Oh, that's B17 into a wall. Interesting question, Carl. I believe it would be the wrong tyres, so the wets as everybody else is on inters for your qualifying. Because you're obviously a higher tier reserve and a lower tier. I believe that's what it was set as. That you had to use whatever the wrong wet tyre is. And if it's wrong, then people can shoot me because I can't actually remember. I'm sure that's what it was when I reserved a lower tier and we had wet. I think I had to qualify on the wrong tyre.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Well, if it's not, it's on me. It's on my head anyway. Because I'm telling you to go out on wets.
I think that's if you're the tier above. If you're tier 1 in tier 3, then you don't qualify at all.
Well, that's the same in dry or wet, that one.
Yeah.
And then if you're tier 1 in tier 4, then you're way 3 sets of dry tyres.
Yeah.
I mean, with the amount of safety cars they tend to have, you can get softs to mediums done very quickly.
Like Ant did in Imola.
Yeah, start on the softs, wait for the early safety car and pick somewhere else.
Yeah.
Bang, there's 1 set gone. And then you're just on the normal race strategy. So Booth is going to set his time as a 1:32. Not a bad time. He's had a couple of stabs at it now and he's got somewhere. Bits out on the wets now. He's got the message. Oh, good. Let's see who else we've got. If that timing's right, Connor's a little bit up, so we'll stay on board with him. See if he has a good result tonight, he could potentially take his title next week. unless he's going to get Jackster, I believe, is the other one. Gav would be the other, but he's not here. He's in London.
Oh, that's a shame.
He was never really aiming for this one. His aim is X.
Yeah.
And an improvement by Connor for 1:28.9.
That's a cracking lad.
That really is. He's really putting himself out there tonight. You see, we all know Connor loves Silverstone. It's his playground. So if he can have a good result here, he could quite easily wrap up at Silverstone. But he's got to remember, Jackster is quick.
Jackster is very consistent as well. The
improvement he's shown since he came back from that, was it an ACL injury or something? He came back from that something like mid-season 9 and he's just piled it in since then and shot his way up.
He's doing really well, Jackster.
I mean, it's what we like to see. This is the whole point of having the tier system. You come in at a tier you're about right in, work your way up.
I tell you who has impressed me, Kez Soze. He came up and he's in the championship fight with Mark. He's doing really, really well.
Yeah, I remember when he joined. I mean, no disrespect to him, but I was generally beating him most weeks. Now I can barely catch him.
I'm not saying nothing. I was getting lapped by Mark and Genie when I joined.
And look at you now. You're well within the fight in tier 2.
I don't know.
I think with enough practice and if you put your mind to it, you could be in with a championship shout.
Well, I have only just come back and...
You've been quite high up, especially on the grid. You had a good result on Monday. What were you, 5th, 4th?
P4. I led most of the race. Imola, I had a good qualifying, but I kind of knackered the race.
That's an awful track anyway. So we'll disregard that one.
Well, I don't like the track at all. I really don't.
No, I don't either. It's really not one I get on with.
I'm looking forward to Brazil.
Oh, yes, so that's going to be interesting. I know how quick you are around Brazil. Oh, scratch Charisma straight into a wall. Must have got a bad exit on that curb coming off turn 2.
As we are talking, Jackster's gone P2.
He has, yeah. We saw the end of his lap. I mean, he's over a second off Connor, but he's going to be on the front row. And when it comes to the race, qualifying means nothing.
Yeah.
He's only going to be 8 metres behind Connor. That's not a lot in racing terms. Especially with the speed these cars do. That's a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Not many people on a proper lap at the moment. Rob Smith seems to be on one. I think he's on the end of a out lap actually. Martin's just said he thinks you could have won that race if you'd stayed out. A class drive.
See, I would have stayed out, but the tyres were... I was on puncture territory at that point, so I really had no choice.
Yeah, I was saying in the party, them tyres were not going to last that race. First safety car was what, 7-8 laps in?
Yeah.
Came in on about lap 10. My rear tyres were mid-20s at that point. And that's without doing full racing for 20 laps. They have got 29 laps to go through. I said straight away, you're going to be in puncture territory.
Yeah, well, I was on 70%, 68%, something like that. With, what, 6 laps to go. Something like that. I was quite surprised, actually, that Fox didn't follow me in.
I mean, you were pushing like crazy in that first stint. You had no choice because I were pushing you as well.
Well, yeah, that was one of the problems.
Problem was I
behind.
couldn't hold steady because I had Julian right behind me, who was pushing like crazy. So it's like, I'm not going to go for a mad move, but if I can hang on to the back of him,
Yeah, but you know what? P4, I'll take that. You know,
I would.
There's some fantastic races in there.
You've been away most of the season, and like you said, it's a pretty sweaty tier is tier 2. Not going to lie on that. It's
Some
not like
races.
Not like tier 3 where once you get up to the front you tend to be okay.
Yeah.
Everyone in tier 2 could win any week.
I mean, how fast is your Joni, right?
Well, like, tier 1's just even something else. They are absolute
he,
aliens, them guys.
If I read it right, he said in the chat he weren't pushing.
Yeah, he reckons there were probably another 3/10 in that lap.
That's unbelievable pace.
Mind-blowing. I mean, you've been to tier 1 yourself, you know what it's like.
I hated it. Not gonna lie, I did.
I've never personally raced there.
I think I went up at the wrong time, to be honest.
Gonna have to try it though.
Yeah.
I'll probably make an absolute fool of myself and get lapped 16 times, but...
Yeah, if you try, that's good.
I mean, Carl's been up there. He's had, what, fringes of top 10. Ghost Rider was up there on Monday, finished P9.
Yeah.
So, it's not all about being super quick. Consistency, right tyre strategy.
Yeah.
All this comes into play. Yeah, I mean, look at J Sarge. Absolutely rapid.
Yeah.
Plagued by penalties every week.
Yeah, this track's a bit difficult on track limits, to be honest.
It's every week though with Sarge. Plagued by track limits every week. I mean, we know it was a bad track for track limits because even Bailey was struggling it. He doesn't often get penalties.
Yeah.
And he had 6 seconds this week. So I think he's probably praying to everything and thinking his lucky stars that he got P2 out of it.
Well, I got 3 seconds as well, so I would have got P3, was it? P3, or no, it wouldn't have been P2. I think the Hornet was P2 on track.
Yeah, he was. And then that penalty removal give him the win.
Yeah. He had a fantastic race as well.
He really did. I mean, his start was insane.
I have no idea where he came from.
He was P4. He was literally behind me on the grid. And going into turn 1, he was at the side of me. He got an absolutely insane start. And he got some stupid penalty given off the game for when the carnage at turn 1 happened.
I was expecting a illegal overtake, if I'm honest.
I think that's maybe what he got. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know he got a stupid 5 seconds for it. It was either an illegal overtake or he clipped somebody's wing or got clipped or something.
Rob Smith is 4 attempts up at the moment.
Yeah, just watching on board with him. I think he's probably our last one to cross the line.
3 corners to go.
We'll see what it throws up in the actual race. What weather are we going to get? I mean, in all the years this track has been used, I don't recall it being wet many times.
I don't think I've ever seen it wet in Australia. Could be wrong.
I think it's normally the time of year they go.
If I recall right, it did have one of the worst crashes. Was it Fernando Alonso?
Yeah, he had a bit of a ridiculous one, didn't
he? Yeah.
Down at turn 3. Barrel rolled or something and his car was on its side, if I remember right. If that's the one you're thinking of.
I think it is. He got out the car and just rang his missus, I think.
Oh, if you go back to 1996, Martin Brundle flipped his Jordan going down into that corner. And barrel rolled past most of the field.
Bloody hell.
That corner is just a bottleneck. But there we go. Connor takes the pole by 6/10. Is that something to see for tonight? Mindful Wasp takes second. Rob Smith third. Jackster in fourth. Not awful positioning. He could still win it from there. Melvin fifth. Mutsnut sixth. Panitza seventh. Baldy eighth. Donny ninth. Johnny Smooth 10th. Scratch Charisma 11th. Baby Hornet 12th. Boothie 13th. Ghost Rider 14th. Carlis 15th. Batmazel 16th. Neil 17th. Era Voice 18th. Schofield 19th. And Ant will start right from the back in P20. What's your predictions, Ryan?
Well, Connor's looking good.
We're looking very good, judging by that.
Jackson's not in a bad spot. You've got Melvin in there as well in the mix. Mindful Wasp, Rob. It's anyone's game.
It really is, to be fair. This is looking dry.
I'm going to say Jackster, top two.
I think that's probably a good shout. I would actually work with that one. Martin's just said Adelaide always used to be wet. One of the wettest ever was in Adelaide. But yet they move it to Melbourne, bring it to the beginning of the season, and it's nearly always dry.
Yeah. I can't remember it being in Adelaide, if I'm honest.
The last race in Adelaide was 1995.
That explains it was two.
Since 1996 it has been at the Melbourne Albert Park circuit. So let's have a look at tyres, see what everybody's chosen to go with. Anthony Voice on the softs. Tier 1 drivers just here making up the numbers and having a bit of fun, I guess. So mediums for Connor, Rob Smith, Jackster, Pizza, Baldy, Donny, Johnny Smooth, Baby Hornet, Boothie, Neil and Schofield. Which leaves Mindful Wasp, Melvin, Mutsnuts, Scratch Charisma, Ghost Rider, Carl and Backmazer with the hards. So a bit of a splitting strategies here.
I would have chose the medium to start on. I think
you think an early safety car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my thought as well. I was very tempted the other night to go mediums, but obviously we got wet inters. There you go.
That was my choice, mediums to start. But obviously the game decided no.
The game decided stuff you. But that's the fun of approximate weather.
Yeah, absolutely.
Connor's absolutely pelting round on this lap. He's now decided to slow down and back the grid up, because Ant's miles back and Schofield's got a bit of a gap going as well. There's a bit of a gap between Melvin and Mutsnuts as well. Hopefully they'll close up. I guess in Mindful Wasp did not want to wait. Absolutely powered through that final corner.
It's going to be interesting down into turn one. It's a tricky corner, especially with one car going through it, never mind two.
It bottlenecks like mad if there's two going through there.
Yeah, well the problem is...
Oh, there's a McLaren round at the back.
You don't want to be touching that left-hand curb too much.
No, you really don't, because that will send you into the wall.
You're practically on two wheels.
I think we're nearly ready. Just waiting for the last few to line up. So here we go, the lights are coming on. That's 3, 4, 5, and for the first time this evening we are go. Nice that the game did not hold us too long, but it's giving me an awful camera angle. Connor looks to have had a great start. Rob Smith's had an even better one. Mindful Wasp's dropped right down. Clearly them hards are not working well for him at the moment. There's a contact in the background. I think that's Baby Hornet losing his front wing. Not a great start for the other Red Bull, but one of them is out the front where he wants to be and scampering ahead. Melvin's up to second, Mindful Wasp third. Rob Smith's back down to fourth, Donny fifth, Jack's to sixth. Something's clearly gone on. Pete's retired. Somebody's just...
And Booby.
People are getting 5-second penalties all over the place.
And that's a safety car.
Come on, boys. I know we said early safety car, but I was not expecting it that early.
It looks... Where's they gone?
That is
Turn
coming out of
5?
turn 5. No, just before turn 5, sorry. The problem is with that section, it really bottlenecks.
I hate that corner.
Yeah, I've had run-ins with people at that corner before in previous seasons when it used to be tighter.
The back end just wants to go.
Yeah, I mean it's easier now, it's wider, but the problem is it means you carry more speed through there, so the back end's more twitchy. Whereas the old layout was stupidly tight, so if two of you were battling, it was a game of wills who was going to back out.
Yeah.
Or were you both going into the wall? I mean, this is a bit of a blessing for Baby Hornet.
He's got 5 seconds. Ghost Rider's got 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think he got a gained a position penalty as well, so I'm sure that will pop up in the stewards.
Yeah.
I'd expect Baldy and Ghost Rider will be having hands up to have a look at them. Might give us a better insight at what actually happened as well. Because it was a bit carnage on that first lap, but Schofield, Batmazer and Baby Hornet have all pitted. The blessing is it's a safety car so they can catch back up at least. But not the start Baby Hornet wanted.
I think he's a bit brave going to the softs. I'm not going to lie, it's not the easiest track to overtake Australia.
Schofield, yeah. I mean, I must admit I was pretty quick on the softs. Season 8, when I'd had a bit of an issue, lost my head a bit and went on the softs to try and catch up, and I caught up massively, got some overtakes done, but then the softs just go, bye-bye, there's the cliff.
They don't last long at all.
And then I ended up pitting again and being 20 odd seconds back again. So it really did not pay in my favour, did that strategy. I'd have been better going mediums and going to the end.
I don't think it's easy to overtake in Australia. You do have a couple of long straights, but the corners creep up really quick.
Your main opportunity is that back straight.
Yeah.
Now it don't have that stupid chicane in the middle of it.
So I used to enjoy that chicane as well.
I did on older versions of the game. The last time it was in, I think it was 2021, I hated that corner. I could not get it right. No matter what I did, I always got that corner wrong.
It really didn't bother me that they took it out, because I do like this layout as well. I just don't like that one corner. Is it started sector 3, is it?
Yeah, that where they've made it almost a point.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
I despise that corner now. I used to love the old layout because I could hit the brakes, throw it in, fly round, off I went.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently they've changed it to allow more overtaking. I found more overtaking how it used to be, especially in the game format.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, now it's where's the braking zone? Especially when you first go out to do practice, you think, oh, it's usually 100 metres, I'll brake here. Hang on, I'm stopped way before the corner. So you brake too late and then end up in the kitty later.
Safety car could be in this lap, possibly.
Hopefully it will do, so we can actually get some racing going. Because we didn't even get a lap of it so far. I hope that's not what we're going to be seeing all night. Bert needs to go back to the pits and just rest. He does not need a busy night. Ah, there we go. In this lap. So I expect the field to start bunching soon. Connor in control. See what he can pull out.
Does Connor like Australia?
I don't think he particularly likes it, but he's had some good results here.
I know he loves Monza.
He loves Monza and he loves Silverstone. Don't think this is a favourite of his. I remember him really sweating about this one when he was in the fight for the title with that convertible.
Well, he's in for a good shout here.
Yeah, I mean, since this new layout, he's done pretty well. I think he won the Season 8 race.
I think you might be right.
But we'll see what tonight brings.
He has now gone.
I mean, the handy thing for him is he's got Melvin behind him. But I don't think that's going to last for long. Mindful Wasp is probably going to make mincemeat of Melvin soon. Melvin's off! Or was. Yep, he's dropping down. He late braked himself. But that's give Connor a bit of a lead, but he needs to really scamper off and make the most of these medium tyres. Because Mindful Wasp will be quick later in the race when he swaps to the mediums himself. Let's see what Martin's put in YouTube. Something about his surprise you didn't know about Adelaide. It was 1991 when it was the wettest and shortest race of all time. It was the race after Senna wrapped up his final title. It lasted 14 laps.
Jax is going round the outside at the chicane. Is he going to do it? He did well to pull out there.
Melvin really held his nerve there, so Jaxter had no choice but to back out. Because that would have ended in tears, and Jaxter's got a lot to lose at this point.
Yeah, a good decision to pull out.
That's what...
Defending by Melvin also.
Yeah, he's becoming a very tough defender these days, is Melvin. But that is what...
Just don't like the car he's in.
No, I'm not a fan after having it last season. I swear it was a curse. So I'm guessing you're hoping for a Ferrari next season then?
And do you know what I wouldn't mind? Oh, well, someone's gone round. Who's that?
Donny.
I think he caught Melvin off guard there.
Oh, Johnny Smooth was a little bit late on the brakes there and pays the price. Because Melvin just takes him straight back. That's holding Bildy Baldy up at the moment. Let's have a look at Jaxter. He's dropped 2.5 seconds off the back of Rob Smith. Let's double check the tyre situation. He's on the softs as well, so that's really not going to be helpful for him. This is the point where he needs to be quick. Connor will be hoping Rob can make some endways on Mindful Wasp.
Yeah.
He's sort of hanging in about the DRS zone, but the more Mindful Wasp has to battle with what's behind, the more he's probably going to lose gap on Connor in front. I mean, he has been explosively quick since he came back as Wasp.
Yeah, he has.
He's had some good races and some very clean overtakes as well. I remember Gav complimenting him at Hungary, which is good to see. Let's have a look a little bit further back, see how Schofield's getting on these softs. He's stuck behind someone you really do not want to be stuck behind, because he will make that car very wide.
Yeah, Carl Edens.
Yep.
Plenty of battles with him through seasons. He's a good little defender, this Carl.
Yeah, he used to be the self-entitled Minister of Defence or something like that. But yeah, I've had many a battle with him and I know he's a very tough customer when it comes to overtaking. But let's jump back up, because Rob Smith is literally pushing Mindful Wasp down this back straight.
He really needs to get past, doesn't he?
Wait till after the corner, you'll get the DRS. Otherwise you're just going to hand the DRS to Wasp. Play it sensible, remember. Here he comes, DRS flat wide open. No, he's just dummying him at the moment. Just popping out and going, hello, I'm here. Play mind games. Rob Smith's pretty good at that. I've had a few battles with him over the seasons. He'll just sit there, you think you're safe, and next minute, bye bye, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for it, Outside at turn 1 is not the best place though, but he makes it work.
Double DRS? Yeah,
it is a double
DRS.
helping. 1 detection point for 2 zones. So now he needs to absolutely scamper. He's now 2.8 seconds behind Connor. 3 seconds. See, this will be what Connor's loving because it's held up Wasp and Rob. He's pulling a gap now. But I'm expect he would like more of a gap.
Yeah, you really do.
You want to be about, what, maybe 8 seconds optimal?
Full pit stop.
Well, that's praying. We'd all love a full pit stop gap. Although knowing Connor, he'd probably spin on his bottle still anyway. I've got to get my bottle references in. I thought he told me the other day.
But is about to pass Ball. Can he do it?
Let's have a look.
On the grass a little bit.
No, around the outside there is not going to work very well. We have a yellow flag in sector 1. I believe that's Back Meso and Mutz Nuts. Back Meso's not moving. I think he's moving now. Scratch Charisma has left the session. I'm guessing that's an internet glitch. He is. He's doing exactly what he needs to do now. And if he's listening...
He's right on the back of Rob Smith.
He really is. He's not letting him get away, is he?
No, not at all. He's doing really well, especially for the hard compound.
But this is also helping Connor because it's slowing them both down.
It's a little bit helping Jackster.
A little bit of minor wheel banging there, nothing too major. Mutz Nuts is out and Mindful Wasp has a 3-second penalty. And we have a safety car again. That's our corner that we both said we hate.
Oh, he's gone straight into the wall.
He's done an Alonso, maybe his brakes failed. Now this is about the time you could possibly consider pitting if you're on the mediums, but it would be a long second stint.
The softs should definitely pit.
Yeah.
Medium's a tricky one, but you could take the hards with me to the end.
Just depends how gentle you are on them.
Setup dependent as well.
But it's one of them, it's possibly worth the gamble, and Connor's taken the gamble.
I would be with Connor on that one. I would take the gamble.
Rob Smith's doing it as well, and Jackster. Baldy. Neil stayed out, so he's gone the opposite way. Ant's pitted as we expected, so zero voice. Johnny Smooth is finding the pit wall on the way in, but he's in. Yep, I agree, Martin. I'd pit to hards and expect more safety cars anyway, which will help with the wear.
Yeah, I think there will be some more safety cars.
And if Connor's listening and that's the reason he pitted, if it goes wrong, it's not our fault. You listened. But that's not awful. He's come out P4 on fresh tyres.
Yeah, and the lads in front...
If he can make them tyres last to the end of the race, you're on a winner. Because the next one on fresh tyres is in 8th position.
Also, if he can take them and stay with them in front, by the time they pit, he's going to have 20 plus seconds.
He doesn't even need to be ridiculously close. Say hang within about 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Give yourself that breathing space so you're not in the dirty air, you're not getting affected by the car in front, but you're close enough that when they pit, you're going to take a massive lead. Unless there's a safety car. Which we could see many more of yet.
I think there'll be another 3.
You think another 3?
Oh, Connor's just past Neil.
Oh, what's going on there?
He's give it back. Now Neil's give it back.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I. I wonder if Neil ran wide and it's told him to overtake. Then he's thought, oh no, I best give it back. And now Neil's been told he must concede the position. Yeah. The joys of Codemasters. Or we hear whichever one we're blaming.
Both.
I know it's under the EA umbrella, but I believe it's still Codemasters that actually make the game.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Why is Scratch ghosted?
Because he left the session he's literally just rejoined according to my screen. I think he had a bit of an internet issue.
Okay.
So this safety car's perfect for him. And he's not actually lost out too badly in P5.
No, not at all.
If he can get back in his car, which he should be. Well, he's joined the session, but he hasn't taken his car yet.
Sometimes it doesn't let you.
Hopefully he can get back in, and especially before the safety car comes in, which I believe will come in at the end of this lap. It's back Mezo's. Is he back?
Looks like it, yeah. He's not ghosted.
Yeah, that looks solid now. Awesome. So, Mindful Wasp will lead us off the restart. Melvin going with him. And then Connor.
Let's see what he can do. He's looking good though.
It certainly is, especially sat in P3 on fresh tyres that could potentially go to the end. 19 laps is definitely possible on hards. Evening, Eke. And Mandy as well, I believe. Not been keeping up with the comments too well. And Dance. You're supposed to be racing.
I tell you what, she does make a banging coffee, your missus.
I'm sure she's just heard that comment because I can hear her watching it in the other room.
I'm not lying. It was a juicy coffee, that.
I know you love your coffee. Oh, and Mindful's lost it!
Oh, such a shame. That's the problem on a restart on hard. So if you're going too slow, you're going to lose the tyres yourself. They just freeze.
That's left Melvin to scamper off in front. Connor's been caught out a little bit, but not massively. Neil's in P3, but he's still on 10 lap medium, so they ain't going to go much longer. He's got Scratch Charisma right behind him, who's now back in his car. We're getting penalties galore popping up. Schofield's got a 5-second penalty, and somebody else just got 3, I believe. But this race has just gone awful for Mr. Wasp.
I think it was Wasp that got the penalty.
Let's have a quick look. Yep, 3 seconds. So that leaves Neil with 3 seconds, Hornet with 3 seconds, Schofield with 5, and Ghost Rider with 8. Let's get rid of the tyres for a bit.
I wouldn't be fighting Connor.
I'm pretty sure they'll be in a party together and maybe a little bit of friendly help.
Yeah.
I mean, Melvin's still going to want the win if he can take it. And if Jackster's quite far back, Connor might just be happy to let it happen and take the big points he can get.
There's nothing worse than getting
he doesn't
a title fight.
He doesn't actually need to fight him anyway. Melvin's still on his starting tyres, Connor's on fresh. So Melvin has to pit anyway.
He's got a gap behind him, Connor. He's taking it nice and slow, nice and steady through the corners.
He literally just needs to sit there. Mandy's popped up in YouTube saying thank you.
Schofield is round.
At least it's not...
was it going again?
Was it Connor on... last week or something? Roundy's round?
Roundy did spin, so possibly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Connor who came out with that one. I'm like, you could have picked a better analogy. Mindful Wasp's out.
Oh dear. Yeah, he's gone out of turn 5, is that?
Yep, must have got too much curb and just smashed his wheel off the car. And another safety car. Let's pop the tyres back up in case anybody decides to pit. I would expect Neil is going to pit soon.
I would if I was Neil. Anybody else, I would stay out.
Connor's going to be loving this because this is helping his tyre life no end.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nobody else is really in much position to pit.
No, I wouldn't.
Unless Ghost Rider
on the
decides to...
hards.
I think Ghost Rider started on the hards. He's gone to the mediums. He needs a few more laps and then another safety car to go to another set of mediums.
Yeah.
Neil's pitted. He's listened to us. I mean, there's tyre whispering, and then there's being sensible and going, no, there's a safety car, take a chance.
Well, that's exactly what I did. I had to take that chance. I had no option, really.
It's a pity the others around you didn't follow suit, because I think you would have got a win.
Well, Fox only had 68% at the end of the race. I don't know how he did it.
Maybe just not pushing as much.
Did he have an early pit stop? I can't really remember.
Neither can I, to be fair. I think after the disaster that was Monday, I kind of blocked that one out a little bit. And Gab's ridiculous call to go softs when it was clearly still into weather. Why I fell for that, I don't know. I think it was, I'm at the back of the field, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I might as well guinea pig it.
It's one of them tracks. Humidity really affects how quick this track dries and how quick it doesn't dry.
Yeah, it were clearly never drying up enough.
No, absolutely not. I was waiting. I had the message 5 minutes till it's dry, and then it just did not dry.
I seem to have that about every 5 minutes for the last 20 minutes of the race. And it never actually dried.
No, it didn't.
But I mean, for me, the gamble was probably worth a shot. Maybe not for some of the others.
Yeah, well, you and Mark were right at the back, wasn't you? So
Mark wasn't until he tried that.
Yeah.
But I think he ended up with a broken wing, which is why he was pitting anyway. Genie tried it and it became a mess for him as well.
It was too wet. Way too wet.
Some corners he actually had really good grip, and then other corners it were like, I can't stop.
I lost quite a lot of grip on the last lap, to be honest, on the intermediates.
Half the track was about ready for it, half the track wasn't. The problem was that half a track that wasn't slowed you down that much that it just wasn't worth doing. And I think that's where we got a little bit caught out, because we kept seeing the drying bit and we're like, yeah, okay, there's only a couple of bits that's still wet, it'll probably dry, because it does dry very quick in this game. Especially when a safety car's thrown.
Yeah.
1 minute it's wet through and the next minute it's dry. I hope in the next one it phases a little bit quick, a little bit more visually.
I think Singapore's a little bit weird like that, isn't it? When it rains, it does not dry up at all.
Yeah, I think that's again probably humidity. There's that much damp in the air, even the heat can't cope with it.
I do like Singapore, but it's a nightmare when it rains.
I know you like that one. I love to watch it. Not a big fan of driving it.
I like both.
Although apparently the game's releasing with the old layout, but it will update at some point during the game cycle with the new layout.
Yeah.
Because they've cut off that section where you go under the bridge, I believe.
I think the game's also coming with Qatar and China as well, isn't it?
It's got Qatar, Las Vegas, China, Paul Ricard and Portugal. Spain's been updated. Some of the other tracks have had little updates, and then something like Singapore's getting done, I think, when they actually see the track.
Yeah.
Because nobody's seen what the new layout's going to be. They've only seen it on paper.
That kind of makes sense, though.
So I reckon maybe by Christmas we should have the new layout for Singapore.
Fingers crossed. I hope they don't wreck it.
It's going to be different, but it's only for a couple of seasons, I believe. So Melvin's waiting a little bit. He's going to power out of the final corner. He's going now, and Connor's probably about to get mugged by Scratch Charisma. But Scratch has had to give it back. He went far too early. I reckon that there was a little bit of gamesmanship there between Connor and Melvin, knowing when he was going to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. As you do, though.
Well, yeah, we've all done it. People you're in a party with, right, I'm going at this point. Oh, we've got yellow flag in Sector 1. That's Schofield. He's really not having a good race tonight. But keep plugging on, it is a pretty rough track, and everybody has bogey tracks.
Oh, Donny's got a run now on an Alpine. He's had to back off a little bit. Ghost Rider, I believe, yeah.
I mean, I've got a few bogey tracks on this game, but by far, across every game, my worst one is Monaco.
I don't mind Monaco.
I think it's the level of concentration. I struggle with it because you have to be inch perfect every lap.
See, I like all the street tracks.
That's the one I really struggle with. I'm not very fast at Jeddah either.
I'm not the quickest at Jeddah myself, but I do enjoy it.
I do. It's a bit suicidal for me.
I don't like it in real life, I must admit. I think it is a bit lethal.
That's one I'd happily say bye-bye to.
Yeah.
Singapore I can live with. I love to watch it. And I'm starting to get to grips with it a bit.
We can't get rid of Singapore.
Miami.
I'll sell my wheel if we get rid of Singapore.
I don't think Singapore will be going anywhere for a while. It's one of the best to watch.
I like it. I really do. I like all the nighttime tracks, to be honest. I think it looks fantastic.
You like selling your wheels anyway. It was only Christmas you bought one off me, and now you've got a different one.
I know.
So like, oh, it's going to a good home and whatever. That's great. Oh, he's sold it.
It's gone to another good home.
Let's see what's going on. So we've got a bit of a train forming here. Rob Smith, Scratch Charisma, Carl, Baby Hornet, Jackster, Anton, Era Voice, Paul D, Johnny Smooth. It's an absolute trick. Oh, Neil's round.
I tell you what, Melvin's doing a stellar job.
He really is. He's even pulled away from Connor. But like we said, Connor can just sit there and go, yeah, off you go, Melvin. I'm going to stay out of your dirty air. Unless Rob Smith gets too close to him and he needs the DRS, he's better off being away from it.
Ooh, Rob Smith nearly spun on turn 3.
And I think Rob Smith's going to get a mirror full of AlphaTauri very shortly, so that'll keep him busy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dropped 2 seconds back now. Because he'll be too busy concentrating on what's going on behind, and it makes you doubt yourself. Or you try and break that a little bit later to outcycle the other person. Scratch is getting a bit of a run though. Can he make it stick? No, he doesn't seem to have a straight line speed compared to Rob. But I believe Rob's flashing like crazy. That's a very quick use of an ERS button. Oh, and somebody's off in the background. That would be Jackster.
Oh dear.
He got that very wrong coming out of that fast chicane. He's moving, but he's no front wing. I think he's giving a bit of a gift to Connor here.
Well,
there's still 2 races to go though. Anything can change.
It's looking that way.
Even a win
Connor
tonight for
Connor. He's 2.5 seconds now behind.
I think he's just taking it steady.
It's a brave move.
He doesn't need to push too much.
Scratch has got a penalty.
He has another 3 seconds, but he's also looking very, very racy. He's desperately trying to find a way past Rob, and Rob's just making that car as wide as he can. Remind you of anyone? Oh yeah, the guy behind him.
Carl Edens.
Yep. So that's an absolute nightmare of a train for Baby Hornet.
Yeah.
He's stuck behind Carl, who's a really, really tough defender, and then Rob Smith's just a bit further up the road. Has Scratch got the run this time though?
Took Baby Hornet.
He's side by side into there, and Carl's going to be really opportunistic and get both of them.
That's a great move by Carl.
Well done, Mr. Edens. Talk about taking the opportune moment.
That's fantastic.
That really is. Give yourself a pat on the back for that one, Carl. I mean, he takes a 4th place demotion, so he needs to be as high as he can. But even still, that is a corker of a move. I mean, you don't often see moves like that, even in Tier 1.
No, you don't. So T1 was a fantastic race to watch.
Oh, it really was. That was an absolute sweat fest. I was sweating just watching it.
Rob Smith and Carl Eden's going here.
Yeah, I think Rob's got the better of him.
Good move.
But all the time this is opening up a gap for Connor. Seems to have stabilised to Melvin at about 2.5, 3 seconds, which is perfectly fine. Melvin's tyres will start to drop soon. He's going to have to pit. Connor doesn't. He'll have about a 20-second lead over Melvin. Rob Smith is his main opponent. Scratch has got to pit. Carl's got to pit.
3 seconds.
Not helpful for yourself, but calm it down. Come on, don't get the bottles out yet. I know we call him a bottle job, but it's about time he actually won a title. He's been the bridesmaid twice, it's now time for him to be the bride.
He did win. Did he win a title, or was it convertible? Who took that one?
Convertible took season 7, and then I took season 8.
Oh.
That's the 2 championship fights Connor's been in, and he's lost both.
That's a shame.
It would be nice now to actually see him win one.
He's doing very well.
I mean, he's likely to be going to Tier 2 next season anyway, because he refused demotion the season I won, and he's up the top again.
Yeah, so he has to go up then.
He really needs to go up and actually test himself. Because as he's proved many times, when he gets to the front, he tends to run away a bit.
I am on board with him, and I think he's got one more warning. And then he's on 6 seconds.
He's pushing too much and he's letting the pressure get to him.
Yeah.
You've got 9 laps to go. Calm it down. You've got 5 seconds to rob. Push at the end if you need to. I'm just on board with Ghost Rider, who's on that bold strategy of the mediums, so he's very out of sync with everybody else. And he's currently trying to put one on Era Voice. Didn't make it work, but fair play to him for having a crack at it.
I like Era Voice. I think he's a great racer as well.
Yeah, seems to be a little bit swamped in Tier 1 this season, but always seems to be get on really well with every driver.
Yeah, he does.
Ant's got Rob Smith this time into turn 1.
He's another good racer as well.
And Era Voice gets himself 3 seconds. Let's have a quick penalty update. So 3 for Connor, 3 for Scratch, 6 for Hornet, 3 for Era Voice, 8 for Ghost Rider, 3 for Johnny Smooth, 3 for Neil, and 3 for Jackster, who's unfortunately running down in 15th. That's going to be no points for him tonight. Not the night he needed.
So.
He's nearly 25 seconds back.
I mean, he's took 4 seconds off in 3 laps. Oh, Schofield's out.
That's a pit lane.
Pits.
I'm sure the stewards will take a look at that one. But moving on, let's have a look at Scratch. Charisma is right up the chuff of Rob Smith, but not making much headway this lap. Donny's out, and that's a crash at turn 11 by the looks of it. He's just lost it on the exit of that fast corner. Melvin's taken the opportunity to pit.
On board with Jackson to try and see where he's. Oh, it's the he's got out with the chicane.
Yeah, probably got it very wrong, and it's so easy to end up in a wall at that point.
It's the right-hand curb. If you get that wrong, it just flicks you. You either go right or left.
Or if you run too wide on the exit, that exit curb flicks you back into the wall on the right-hand side. And Melvin's gone for softs. He's going to be rapid at the end of this.
Would you take a chance if you were Connor? I don't think I would, no.
He's missed the pit lane now. He's caught up behind the safety car. If he pits now, he's going to be at the back.
Yeah.
He's going to have to stick with his strategy now. He had to pit when the safety car first came out, so he should have followed Melvin up the pit lane. Considering most people needed to pit, I would have probably pitted at that point, even to chuck on another set of mediums if you don't think the softs are going to work properly to the end.
If he did pit at the time, he would have come out P4.
Well, it'd have been third, wouldn't it? 'Cause Robin and Melvin had moved up anyway, which wouldn't have been awful. He'd have only lost one position because of it, and then he would have been on fresh softs with Melvin right behind Rob Smith.
Yeah.
It could put him very in danger here.
Now Melvin is in with a great shout for the race.
And why is Baby Hornet not pitted? He's on 20 lap hards. Surely they cannot go to the end.
I would take them.
He's put track position over sensibility here, I think.
I mean, they're not the greatest of tyre. They will be slower, a lot slower.
Well, the only other one behind him on hards is Neil.
And then
everyone else is on mediums and softs, fresh.
Yep.
I think Simon's going to get swamped here.
He's also on 9 seconds as well.
Yeah, bad move, he should have pitted. Not a good night for one of the Red Bulls anyway. Hero Voice is back in the pits. I wonder if he's got... front wing. He must have had a bit of an issue.
Okay. By the time this car comes in, Hornet's gonna have 23 lap old tyres.
Yeah, if Hero Voice can catch up during the lap, it may come in this lap, otherwise it will be the next. I think he could potentially catch up, you know.
I think he will.
He's a tier 1 driver, he's no slouch. 19 seconds when you've got clear track in front of you. You can pound it like crazy, get the tyres up to temperature, you'll be the only one on the grid with properly warm tyres.
Yeah.
Which makes you very dangerous on a restart.
Now. He's right there.
Yeah, I think he's about to come into view very, very shortly. Just seen him on the back of the picture.
Yeah, he's on the back now.
There we go, it's in. Right, what can Connor actually do now?
That's going to be bad for the hard tyre runners. I would have thought so. If you thought you had an extra lap.
Well, he needs 3 seconds to protect himself. The next person... At the moment, he's going to lose out to Rob Smith and Melvin. Won't lose out to Baby Hornet. Neil's on the same penalty. Anton gets demoted anyway. Scratch is on the same penalty. The next person penalty free that matters is Baldy.
Yeah.
Let's clear that off, and he's gone. Not the quickest restart in the world. He's playing it safe at the moment. Let's see what he can do in these final 6 laps, I believe it is. Melvin's...
Does he, a Ferrari, help a Red Bull? Is that possible?
See, I think Melvin's going to want the win as much as Connor is. And Rob's really hungry for it as well. I mean, it's clearly between these three. Baby Hornet's dropping like a brick already. I wonder if he's trying to play hold up.
That's expected on the tyre life he's on, to be fair. He's going to be slow, a lot slower out the corners now.
It's the only thing he can do now to help Connor is try and hold everybody else up. So that the penalties are not coming into play too much. Just got to... Yep, he's just... Scratches out. Safety car again. Connor getting that pit. Then again,
I think everyone's too bunched up for Connor to pit, in my opinion.
Actually, yeah, it's probably a point there. He should have done it last time.
I think Baby Hornet should pit, but he hasn't.
Baby Hornet's going to stay out and try and hold the field up. Because then that means that someone like Baldy, who could come into play on the penalties, will be held back.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the best he can to help his teammate. Just be careful that...
You can't blame him, really.
He's just got to be careful that defending doesn't become too much.
You don't want to be too aggressive.
Don't cross the line with it.
Yeah.
Play the team game, but don't cross the line.
Absolutely.
As his senior steward, I'm pretty sure he knows where the line is. Well, not just a senior, he's one of the assistant heads these days.
He does a fantastic job as well.
He really does. I was quite glad when he wanted to come on the team.
He's a very good commentator as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's one I haven't worked with for a while, but I'm going to make sure I do get to work with him next season. So I like to spread it about a bit and work with different people.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear the same voices every week. Although that could be next season. I think it's me and Connor most of the time. Because I'm not going to bother racing X as much next season.
Yeah.
I want to go full send on the main tier, and I'll practice in, do Grand Prix mode or something. Get a little championship going on the game.
So I'm going to avoid that this year.
Because
I'm just going to focus on my setups.
I haven't really touched single player mode on 22, so I actually want to do it on 23.
Yeah.
Especially now I know Nigel Mansell's coming into it. I want good.
Martin are happy with that one.
I want good old Nige as my teammate.
I always take Senna.
On 21, I've had Senna, I've had Schumacher. I've never bothered with Prost. I'd had most of the icons on that one.
Few words I could say to him.
I know Martin's got a great description of him, but I am not going to repeat it on stream.
He's not my cup of tea.
Because we'll probably start a war if we come out with that on stream.
I think the channel would probably get shut down.
I mean, yeah, he's probably not my cup of tea either. Out of the two, I preferred Senna.
I hate Prost.
I didn't mind Prost's driving style because he's very calculated. Rather than being all out, I must absolutely destroy you, which is what Senna was.
Senna was going to destroy him in Monaco in the wet, in that Tolson, and he cried.
Yeah, Prost was I will do whatever's necessary, do as much as I need to do to win. Senna was, I'm going to destroy you and humiliate you. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere near me.
He was very good at doing it as well.
He was, actually. Well, when I read Mansell's book, when Mansell won the title in '92, Senna was on the podium with him. And he leant over to him and says, now you know why I'm such a bleep bleep bleep, because I never want anybody else to feel what you're feeling right now. Obviously I can't say exactly what he said, but it was along them lines. Yeah. Fill in the blank.
I think we know what the bleep bleep is.
But yeah, apparently that's why he was such like that on the track, because he never wanted anyone else to feel the joy of winning the title because he wanted it himself. I mean, the Senna and Mansell battles were legendary anyway.
Yeah.
But back to the racing, the safety car is coming in. Can Connor hold on for 3 laps? We will have 1 lap of DRS. And he's gone. He's caught Rob napping a little bit. Bit cautious. Melvin's going to try and take Rob here. I just don't think he's got the straight line speed.
No, he hasn't.
That McLaren is hella quick on a straight line.
Go baby on its spun.
No, Hornets.
That's possible rear wing damage, if that's available.
It will be.
That was a heavy shunt.
He's had it before.
It's awful, that. I don't really... You can't race with that.
No. I had that a few times last season. You just end up having to retire the car, because I always end up with it on them tracks where you need the rear wing more than anything.
Yeah, like Japan.
He's out. He's just lost it coming out of turn 5 by the looks of it.
Oh dear.
Doesn't look like it's going to... Yeah.
Baldy has passed Neil.
It would have to be in this lap. I think Melvin's got Rob. He has. Oh, that battle could carry on to the end.
I don't think there's going to be any DRS.
There will be one lap. But it'll be like the straight between 11 and 12, that'll be it. Because it won't activate at the start of the lap. You'll have that one dose of it after the fast chicane.
Yeah.
Rob Smith's dropped off the back of Melvin, but he's still close enough that he could... I mean, both Melvin and Rob Smith are probably going to jump Connor here. Because I just don't think Connor's got the pace to move. Neil's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ant's currently keeping Rob busy though, which Connor will be delighted about because it helps him to pull away a little bit.
Melvin's got a little gap out of the DRS now from Rob.
Yeah, Rob will not get DRS off Melvin.
Ant's going to get Rob as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think he certainly is.
And he has.
Now is Rob going to use that to pull himself round? Because that's a little bit of a slipstream for him. I think currently, let's have a look. Currently Rob's 2.9 seconds. So as it currently stands, no, Rob's now 3 seconds behind Connor. So as it stands, there will only be Melvin that Connor actually loses out to. He will lose out to Ant on the track, but Ant will get demoted. So at the moment, we're looking at Melvin winning it with Connor in second. Nobody else without penalties is anywhere near close enough.
Yeah, if I was Melvin, I would just stay behind Connor now and just keep it within the lines.
Yeah, that's probably his best bet now.
Yeah, it's nice to win on track, but you got to be sensible.
A win's a win. 25 points is 25 points. Era Voice is out. He's lost it coming out just before 5.
Ant's got Melvin.
Yeah, Ant has taken Melvin. I'm guessing Melvin's just coasting to the end now. Johnny Smooth's out. He's lost it on the back straight. They're all retiring. So we're only going to have 10 finishers. Everybody's going to score points. Ant's nearly caught Connor here.
Rob Smith just lost out to Bit as well.
He'll get that back anyway because Bit will also take the demotion. But there we go. Connor is going to come across the line in first, but unfortunately he's going to be second in the end. So Melvin will win, Connor will be second, Rob Smith will be third, and I think Ant will be fourth, Ghost Rider fifth. Oh, I've lost track, but yeah, it'll all be worked out.
Ant's fifth.
Ant will be fifth, Bit will be 8th. So
Yeah.
Neil will be 10th, Baldy will be 9th, Batmazer will be 7th, Jackster 6th, Ghost Rider will probably be 4th then. Something like that anyway. But yeah, what a cracking drive that was. Especially from Connor to hold on them hards at the end.
Yeah, I agree. I think he had a fantastic race.
He really did. I mean, he's got second, that's 18 points. Jackster's going to score some based on the fact hardly anybody finished. Because he didn't have the best race for himself. But he's hung on in there, he's got the points. Connor will extend his lead at least. I'll work out tomorrow exactly what that'll be. But he's done what he needed to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
His main aim now every week is to finish ahead of Jackster. If he does that, he's pretty much got it. Because I believe Gav's going to miss next week as well. Because I think he's away in London again.
Silverstone as well, so
let's
see.
Connor absolutely loves Silverstone. There we go. Across the line we had Ant in first, Melvin second, Connor third, Bit fourth, Rob Smith fifth, Jackster sixth, Ghost Rider sixth, Jackster seventh, Batmazo eighth, Balding ninth, and Neil 10th. Your DNFs were Johnny Smooth, Era Voice, Baby Hornet, Scratch Charisma, Donny, Schofield, Mindful Wasp, Muts Nuts, Pizza, and Boothy. Who was your driver of the day then?
I'm gonna say Melvin. I think he had a cracking race.
He really did.
Connor.
He really did. I think they both had an absolute cracker.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor was. I think he was on pole. He's done well. I think Melvin slightly edges it for me.
Yeah, same. I think Melvin had a good race there.
So there we go, Melvin. You are today's driver of the day. And a win to boot. Good race for everyone. So, tune back in about 27 minutes. The Tier 4 boys will be going live. I can't remember who's on comms for that. I think it's Connor.
I think you're correct.
It's Connor and... Oh, not on the listing, so... But yeah, I believe it's Connor. And whoever he's with. I think it's Carl, actually. I think it's Connor and Carl next, so yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
8:45, tune back in. If you like what we do, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and you'll get notified when we go live. But that's it for us from this evening. Thank you, Ryan, for joining me. It's always a pleasure.
Not a problem.
I'm sure we'll be back together again soon. But from us, it's good night. Press the right button, it helps.